GMA exclusive. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s closest friends are revealing what he was really like out of the spotlight. It's a beautiful new documentary, I Am JFK Jr. Here's a look.
Lived his life the way he wanted to and was able to deal when people would recognize him. I like that reserved thing about him and easy to relate to.
You know, his tentacles, his love, it reaches out from the grave. It's still here now.
Joining us now, RoseMarie Terenzio, the executive producer of the documentary. She was JFK Jr.'s close friend, personal assistant, wrote the book Fairy Tale Interrupted. It's great to see you again.
Thanks, great to see you
This
too.
looks lovely. I hadn't had a chance to see it yet, but you said it's really to introduce him to a new generation, young people who don't even realize who he was.
And you know, we lost him at 38 years old, and I think if he knew that, he would want to be, you know, he'd want to be remembered.
Yeah.
And it's important for young people to know his place in history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And some close friends. We see the list of people who are a part of it. What are we going to learn? Those of us who do know John, he'll always be John to me. What are we going to find out?
Well, I think
know?
one of the most surprising things is the eclectic group of people that he associated with, you know, from Ann Coulter, Mike Tyson, Cindy Crawford, Robert De Niro. You know, it's a group that you wouldn't expect to be associated with him, and he just had an amazing way of relating to so many people in so many different ways.
And he was just so approachable, and he attracted people.
So disarming, so disarming.
And I hear he had quite a little sense of humor. What was this about? He would play with your phone. What was that about?
Oh, he used to answer the phone at my desk, and he'd answer the phone and say, "George Magazine." They'd say, "Oh, is John in?" And he'd say, "Who's calling?" And he'd say, "This is John." They'd, "No, it's not." And then hang up. He loved it. He loved the joke. He was always practical, joking around the office, but he loved answering the phone.
You must have seen just all different sides of him, working with him like that. So what, RoseMarie, do you want people to come away after watching this documentary?
I think the lesson you get from this, from John, is it's more important to be good than it is to be great.
And I love that. It's a tribute to a good man. What do you miss most about him?
Oh, so much, but I think his wisdom. I mean, there's so many things, especially in the political climate, that I would love to get his opinion on and know what he would think and what he would do and how he would cover all of this in George Magazine. So,
oh, yeah. Speaking of George Magazine, I mean, somebody that influenced him, or I shouldn't say influenced him, that he help me out here.
George Stephanopoulos was sort of the kernel for George, for the idea that became George Magazine.
Come on.
No, I mean, at the time, George was, this young, interesting guy who was in the middle of the political.
Why do you say was? He still is a very interesting man.
He is. But at that time, in the political pop culture realm, George was the guy. You know, he was right there with the president, and he was so young, and we were all so jealous. And
so John Jr. was influenced by that. Yeah,
he saw that. He saw that kernel. He saw that piece of politics and pop culture merging right at that moment.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Now we're not going to be able to live with George now that he knows that. And he's going to take claim that the magazine was named after him. Okay, we'll leave it at that. RoseMarie, it's always a pleasure to spend you, and thank you for your love and devotion, and we cannot wait to see the documentary. And I Am JFK Jr. airs tonight on Spike TV.